Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Rob here, Fully Loaded Customs. We're at the new shop here now, but in today's video, I'm going to take you back to the old shop because we're still uploading videos from a year ago because I had to move. It was a giant hassle and it sucked. But anyways, in today's video, I had a bunch of old paint that was sitting around the shelf at the old shop, and I got to thinking, can we spruce up the 91 Pontiac Firebird? We've got a weekend worth of free time while we're waiting for some parts. So I mixed up a custom blue color, and we thought, hey, can we get this car looking good for maybe about 15 feet back? So let's jump into today's video and give the 91 Pontiac Firebird a weekend makeover. So now we got everything done with the Firebird I can here until the struts come in and the front pads here on the weekend. Pretty much this point, let's, you know what, there was something else I was looking at doing while I was changing everything here. We might do that as well. So let me turn the camera around and show you. So I was changing everything out on the Firebird here, and I got to looking at those nice white wall, white leather tires, and I started really noticing when I was down there, I'm like, you know, I bet you this paint would just buff out for what's left of it. I bet you this paint would buff out. And it might come back. That won't come back, but it might come back. It might look really good compared to what it is right now, because I used to do a whole lot of power polishing and detail work. I used to work at a really high-end kind of dealership. There's clues in the video on which one that was. But anyways, I used to do that. I used to do that quite a bit, power polishing. I do that with every single vehicle I paint. I wet sand and polish it, and really got to thinking, I'm like, hey man, I'm like, if we hit this with a polisher, I got some polishing pads left over from doing the artwork, and I've had it in the video before, or had it in the comments before. Polish the car, see how good that paint can come around. So I got to thinking, if I hit this with a polisher, I think it would come out really nice. And for me, I'm a shiny car kind of guy. I really like the vehicles are nice and shiny, nice and cleaned up, and they have that fantastic wet, deep gloss look to them. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do to the Firebird. So I have about 5 hours of free time there this evening. I'm waiting to go down to the city here to pick up some sandblast medium for the truck, so I can sandblast underneath the cab, do the body work, get that thing primed, ready to go. So while I'm waiting, I got 5 hours free time, and I'm also caught up on my artwork panels. I can't clear coat tonight because it's gonna be like 30 degrees, so the bugs are gonna be terrible. Can't do that either. So let's get the polishing stuff out. Let's polish the Firebird, shine her up, get ready for that trip. So this is what I have for my polishing equipment that I use. I use Makita 9227C polisher, wicked polisher. I had this for probably about 6 years here now. And this is what I like to use for my cut polishing compounds is Manzurna. Manzurna does a fantastic job, especially this product here, super heavy cut 300. This stuff here, I actually took out I polished up a 1987 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Someone had keyed it, and I had actually took the key scratches right out of there without even having to wet sand and polish it with this compound and the polishing paste right there. Sorry, polishing pad from Chemical Guys. Fantastic stuff. I use this. I use all these polishes and stuff like that on my artwork I do for the art gallery. Speaking of which, I haven't had a chance to watch the pads yet since I was down there last in Calgary just a couple days ago. But anyways, moving forward, this is the first step here. Super heavy cut with the heavy cut polishing pad there from Chemical Guys. I use the Manzurna medium cut polish, the 2000 paste here, and the green Chemical Guys polishing pad. And then I finished that off with the Manzurna Final Finish 3000 here with the Chemical Guys finishing pad here, either a white one or the black one. But this is what I use. I use this regularly on anything I've ever used for car detailing, or when I'm at the gallery and I'm polishing up my artwork for the art gallery. This is what I use, has fantastic results. So let's throw the polishing pad on the polisher, hit it with some super heavy cut 300, and see what kind of results we can get. But first things first, let's quickly clean up all the loose clear coat here. There we are. Paste on here. I'm not even using a clean pad, just or the ones that are dirty, but let's give it a shot, see what happens. Oh, that's gonna come back. That's no problem. You gotta be kidding me. This is one pass with the Menzerna 300 heavy cut compound and the Chemical Guys polishing pad, but what a difference this makes. So let's go ahead, let's set the camera up and let's bring this old paint back to life. All right, cool guys, so I'm getting a lot of the polishing done here and got pretty much 3/4 of the vehicle done, so you can see the night and day difference from where I've been hitting this. And on the portions, even of the hood, this is really oxidized bad, so it's basically like the clear coat is getting here where it's foggy to how it is over here. Basically, there's not much left of it, so I can't really attack it, but the areas that I can, like you can see in here, I can even get rid of all the heavy scratches that were on the hood here. There's still obviously some there, but like if you look in the light, In this section here, I got a lot of it out. There's not a whole lot there. There is a couple there and little bits and pieces, but I want to show you on the side just how good this men's Zerna product is. It's ridiculous. Like, shine the light on it here. But like with one pass, this is taking care of like 90, 95, 99% of the heavy scratches that were on this car. Like crazy. And I'll show you on the quarter panel here. I'm just about to do the sail panel section, but if you can see here, like the heavy scratches, how dull that light is there to the right of the Firebird. And if you can kind of see the heavy swirls and halos and stuff, I'm going to hit this with the polish here. This could be one pass with the men's Zerna. I'll show you that over here. Just see. Once again, there she is. But that's the men's Zerna product here. Crazy, super good stuff. And I'm not even using a clean pad. Like this is just like an old throwaway pad I had sitting up on the shelf over there. And I basically just said, well, I don't know how bad it's going to really be oxidized or not, but we'll just waste the burner pads instead of doing a brand new one. And it's doing a fantastic job. Like these are the chemical guy pads once again. Like even a burnt, destroyed pad like this is giving me fantastic results with that men's Zerna super heavy cut compound. So anyways, let me buff up this sail panel for you real quick here and just show you like the night and day difference of one pass of men's Zerna does to this thing. Perfect, yeah, so let's get that, like it's a throwaway pad I'm using right now. I would have just kept this for like metal grind or metal polishing or something like that, or in this case, severely oxidized paint, but 4 little dabs of the men's Zerna on this thing. And one pass. Camera there. And then yeah, basic. So this is one pass men's Zerna. It's been playing for a minute now. But look at this night and day difference on that sail panel of what it was just like 30 seconds ago, pretty much. That's one pass. This is ridiculous. This, if you're like I said, if you're doing car detailing, get yourself some of this. It does wicked job. But one pass, and you can see where this light is here. There's like next to no, there's one scratch right there across the center of it. And some on the very edge right here. But the rest of them are pretty much gone. And then you keep going, and right above the rust there, you get a bunch of them. And here's how it looked like 30 seconds ago. Or I guess about a minute ago there now. But from there to this, and that's one pass, and I still have to do the medium cut compound yet and the fine cut polish, and it's going to make this thing look brand new. Just crazy. But now that we got that all done here, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the quarter panel done here. I'll even hit the taillights too. Might as well make them look all fresh and brand new as well. So let's get polishing the rest of the car. most of the polishing done now on the Firebird. The only thing I really have left to do is the front half of the hood and the bumper. But as the car's been getting shinier, I've been getting some ideas. So anyways, flip the camera around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Can we? Because like this finish looks so good. I really like it. Especially with the white leather tires. It's looking great. But this kind of ruins it for me. Because like I said, I'm a shiny car kind of person. I really like the nice finish on things. And we took the time out to give it a nice finish. So can we maybe take like a couple hours out, 2 or 3, just quickly sand some stuff down like this, mask it off, and paint some sections so she all looks, you know, good from like maybe right here, 15 feet back. Can we do that? Can we make it look good? That's about 15 feet. A good 15 feet car out of it for now until we get it back here and strip it down to bare metal. So as I've been polishing the car, like the sides of the car turned out phenomenal. Like look at the finish here that I got on the doors and the fenders. That's with the sun gun too. Like it's taken like pretty much like 95% of the scratches out of the paintwork here now. And like that's kind of, this is the finish you're getting. Looks fantastic with the chemical guys, buffing pads and the Menzerna cut polish paste. I was doing the hood here too, but the hood I noticed, as you can see up here in the light, right there, that clear coat is basically going to look like this right away. So I got to thinking, because I have some leftover primer from when I painted the utility trailer there earlier in the year, I can sand this down here real quick, shoot that with a little bit of primer, scuff the hood down here too, shoot it with some primer, scuff these down, hit that with some primer, same with the pillar up here. We can do the top section up here as well. Pretty much go to town on the bumper, make that look pretty good. I can airbrush some color and some clear coat into this section here. Same thing here, sand this, shoot some color in there, make it look a lot better than what it is. I can airbrush this section here too, make that look better. Hit that pillar once again, and then from there, pretty much gonna have a really nice 15-foot Firebird. And when you come over to my paint table, I picked this paint up from the body shop in Edmonton. It was sitting on the shelf. It was just one of their leftover cans that somebody mixed and nobody decided to pick up, but it's not looking that bad. Like, as soon as you bring this over here and you throw it on the hood there, and we hit that with the sun gun. So I've got this little bit of paint I picked up for 25 bucks, some leftover primer, and some clear coat. If I don't use it, it's going to go bad anyway. So Firebird sat in the field for 10 years. I didn't get a chance to work on it all summer long. So now that we got in the shop, let's take a couple hours out, sand it down, primer it, paint it, make it look as good as we can, quickly as we possibly can, for our first trip across Canada here. And when we get back, let's tear into it and give her the full attention she deserves. So let's get to sanding. So we've got the Firebird all sanded out here. That was quick. That took maybe 35 minutes. So now that we got it all sanded here, let's I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull it outside, blow it off, bring it back inside, and let's get to taping this thing off for paint. Got the Firebird here all masked off, and she's pretty much ready to go. I just got one little section down in here I have to hit, but got all the masking done there underneath, pulled it all down to cover all the wheels and the tires. Then all the masking said ready to go, and I just had to show you this. This is getting ready to do the back half here, but if there was ever a sign that told me I'm supposed to be doing something, this would be it. The very last roll of tape I had, and we managed to get the perfect amount for back masking underneath this bumper and laying the paper down to the ground here. So now we got that all done. I'm just gonna go ahead, quickly throw that on the car. I'm also gonna get down and mask this section here off there as well. But then once that's done, we'll head over to the paint table and we'll start mixing up some primer. I'm just going to spot primer pieces like, I guess this section here where all the paint's missing. And pretty much just little things like this section here. Spot prime these little pieces up around the pillar there. On the side mirrors, a little bit of section up over here on the other side as well. Pretty much the corners of the bumpers. Wherever it's basically showing it's white at the moment. Gonna just spot prime those pieces, let that cure, come back, sander. Then we're gonna hit this thing with some color. Got the spot priming here all done on the Firebird now. I'm gonna give this probably about 6 hours at least to dry, and then come back here, we can sand it. I might be able to do that later on this evening. If not, let it dry overnight, come back here first thing in the morning, and we'll get to sanding down the car, just scuffing up the primer here, shooting some color, laying some clear coat, and giving the Firebird a fresh new look. So it was a nice hot day there today. It was like 30 degrees, which would be like 85, almost 90. So it was nice and warm. So I decided to push the Firebird outside, let the sun bake on the primer here. So now I don't got to wait that extra time. She's all nice and hard and cured now. So let's get to sanding. So got the majority of the sanding here all done on the Firebird. It's been turning out really great. I've just been block sanding the high build primer with 240. I had a lot of ridges and buildup and stuff on the hood. Honestly, it was looking, I just really was not happy with it when I was spraying the primer, but I thought maybe it'll all block sand out, which it has. So I just want to show you what I'm talking about. It's not in this section here. There's two little spots here, but as soon as you hit them, it brings them out right there. I had a lot of ridges like this on the other side of the hood, but after block sanding it and sanding on it for a little while, eventually these have all block sanded out really nice and flat, knocked everything out. I got a couple more spots I'm going to do up here yet, a little spot there. And on the front, I started sanding this other section. I started thinking, I'm like, you know, could just shoot it in color as soon as I'm done sanding. We could just shoot it in color as soon as I'm done sanding. But what if I just took a little bit extra time out, hit some areas with some filler, sanded it? I'd get a much better result. So let me show you on the front of the bumper. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So on the front bumper, this section here, I've just been sanding. I haven't filled it or with like spot putty or nothing. There's a little bit of, you know, big chip right there, but I've just been sanding it. And about 15 minutes ago, that side looked like this right here with the big gouge and the big chip and the big everything else. But now 15 minutes later, it's looking way better than what it was. But if I took a little bit of filler and I just sanded it down and sprayed this once again with the high build primer, sanded it, it's gonna be looking 1,000% better than what this side does. And if I do it here, I got to thinking, might as well just take the time out for a little bit of time it takes to do the bumper here. A little bit on the bumper on the other side. I'll show you those real quick. Just this section down in here where it's all cracked and whatever. There's a big little knob there where you can quickly touch up. And then over here, you know, it's got this big split in there, but you know, it's not gonna fix it. It's gonna crack back, but it's a little skiff of filler in there for now would clean this right up. And basically I don't really have to do it here, the bumper and on the nose cone, and maybe this section over here too, because it is all cracked and it's, but for, you know, 10 minutes ago, sand, high build primer, and it could be looking way better. And I really didn't have any of this planned, we put the new Facebook Marketplace Indy Hawk 500s on there. And I got to look at it, I'm like, it looks really nice with those white leather tires on there. Maybe we can spruce up the paint a bit with a little quick polish job. And the paint got all shiny. I'm like, well, this place, that's not shiny here. Maybe we can fix that. Maybe we can do a little bit of sanding, a little bit of base coat, clear coat, make it shiny. And then now I'm just, after sanding, I'm like, well, what if we just add a little bit of filler, fix up a couple of these other spots, get it looking much better. And honestly, if we've gone this far, it's only going to take me 2 hours, maybe at the most. We'll just mix some filler up, sand it some more, make it look really nice, and then bring it back in, remask it, spot prime it, and then come back here in the morning and we'll sand it and base coat it. So from here, let's head over to the mixing table, mix up some fiberglass, some filler, get her on the car, sand her down, and get it ready for spot primer one more time. Let's go. So we got the Firebird here. She's all masked off once again. She's been sanded again. But we did some body work to her, so the result's going to be a whole lot better this time around. So she's going to look good. Good from maybe 10 feet now, not even 15. So with a little bit of work, finessing, she's going to look good this time. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to mix up my primer. I'm going to spot prime this here this evening. Come back here first thing tomorrow morning and sand the primer and stuff down with 400 grit. And from that point, we're going to get ready to spray some base paint on the Firebird. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that because you've been seeing me sand and spot prime and everything else for the last couple minutes in the video. So probably don't need to see it again. So we're going to catch you guys back here tomorrow morning in the shop when I'm getting ready to spray some base paint and shoot some color on the Firebird. Back out here in the shop here next afternoon. So last night I went ahead and I spot primed the Firebird one more time. Took the morning here, sanded everything down with 400 grit, And I'm really glad that I did, because it's going to make such a difference on the appearance of the bumpers here. They were hacked up pretty bad, so at least they're going to look a lot better for the little bit of time I spent on them just to make them look a little bit nicer, give them a way nicer, better appearance. Same with the front bumper there too. Sanding that's going to look way better than what it was, the big gouge and the big crack that was sitting in there. And same with up in the front there too, where it's all been sanded. It's going to look so much nicer than the two big gouge points that were there and there on the inside of the nose cone. And same with this morning here too. I also fixed the crack that I found on the other side there too. So I did some splurging here for the $0 leftover paint job budget we had. I went and I spent $100 because I thought the 1 quart of blue paint that I had might not be enough coverage now that I got a lot of primer sitting on there. So I went and I picked up a 2nd quart of blue paint here as well. That's supposed to be the color of the Firebird, according to the VIN number, but she's looking a little dark. So this is the colors that I went and picked up here this afternoon. So this is the blue that was supposed to go to my, this is supposed to go off my VIN number. That's what blue this is. It looks a little bit too dark when I put it up next to the car. And this is the $25 blue paint that I got from Edmonton probably about a year ago now. But this is a little bit too dark. This is a little bit too light. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix them together, 50-50, and then we should end up with the medium blue that should be maybe a bit closer. We're going to test that theory out in a little paint mixing cup here first, though, before I go ahead and spray it on, and just make sure it doesn't change any weird colors for some reason, because you never know. But we'll try that out first. I'll mix a little bit of them together, see how it looks, and from there we'll just start mixing some paint and get to spraying. So here's our 50-50 mix here. That's 50% too dark paint and 50% too light paint. And it's actually, when I hold this up to the car, it actually comes out as the best match of the three. So we're going to go this route, 50-50 of the too dark and 50-50 of the too light. So let's mix some paint and get to spraying the Firebird. But before we start laying down some color on the Firebird, let me tell you about today's sponsor of the video, and that's Emanual Online. So let me flip the camera out and show you what they're all about. Emanual Online offers instant access to over 2.5 million repair manuals. They have a vast catalog on their website from everything you guys need to know, from cars, construction machinery, engines, motorbikes, power sports, trucks. Basically, if it's got a motor, they're going to have it. Their website is super easy to navigate. Simply just type in the search bar the vehicle that you're currently working on, which in my case is the 1991 Pontiac Firebird. It's going to pull up a category for your car, and from there you'll be able to click on the vehicle you're working on and find different service manuals, repair manuals, and pretty much everything that you need to know or learn about the vehicle that you're currently working on. Emanual Online has been in business for over 15 years. They offer lifetime access to high quality and easy to use repair manuals. These are the same repair manuals used by dealerships worldwide at only a fraction of the price. So the next time you're working on your project, be sure to check them out, emmanualonline.com. Thanks once again for today's sponsor, and that of course is Emanual Online. Guys, be sure to check them out. They have every single manual you can possibly think of. If you can think about it, they got it. So be sure to check them out. And if you guys do have to pick yourself up a manual and you're on the checkout, be sure to use my promotion code here, FLK22. It's going to save you 22% upon checkout, and it's going to make things a heck of a lot easier because you're going to have the right tool, the right manual, pretty much complete any project you're working on. So, all right, cool, guys. For now, as you can see behind me here in the new shop, in the paint booth, in the video you're currently watching, don't got one of those yet, so let's jump back into my old shop and let's start sanding down that Firebird. Kidding. Joking, just joking. We're not sanding it. We're definitely painting it. We're painting it now. We're done with sanding. So let's paint that Firebird. Firebird here. She's all in base paint now. She's looking really nice. Good thing I picked up that extra quart of paint, because if I did not, there wouldn't have been enough paint, because I ran out of paint for it. Realistically, it's really low coverage paint, this one. So it's the same thing as my brother's truck when I painted it. It probably would have needed about 5 to 7 coats to get full coverage on this thing. I got 4 on there now, but I can still see some spots where she could use extra coverage. But then again, if we were in a budget, I could have shot it with a tinted blue sealer, gave it 4 coats. Might have been all right. But we're just doing this as a weekend fun project with some leftover material I had, just to see if we can make the Firebird look pretty good from here, about 15 feet away. But let's flip the camera around. I'll show you how that base paint turned out. Well, here she is. I got 4 coats and a drop coat on this here, and underneath the sun gun, you can see the color of the blue we got going on here. She's looking really nice. I like the... It's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be quite a match, if it's going to be really off that much. We'll find out here in a couple minutes whenever I go to spray the clear coat and unmask it. But we were finally getting to the last couple of coats. That's when the paint, the color started coming really out on it, making it look really nice, making it look good. But now that we got our base coat laid out, I'm going to quickly head over back to the paint mixing table, mix up some clear coat, get this thing in clear coat right away, because I got about an hour before all the bugs start showing. So we want to kind of beat them to the race and get the clear coat on the car so I can shut all the doors. So let's get to mixing some clear, spraying it on the car. And in case you were wondering, I did put some clear masking tape over top of the Firebird emblem here. So now I'm going to clear coat this. It's still going to be on the car. And there's the actual color and my color, so it's actually really not that bad. It's not off too much, but we'll hit it with some clear. We're going to find out. So I'm using Legacy finishes here for clear coat. I love this clear coat. It works fantastic. I use this for my artwork all the time. I mix this 2 to 1. So I'm just getting it mixed up here. And normally this time of year, I really can't spray cars. I try not to anyways. I tend not to spray pretty much in the summer months for vehicles or anything important. I usually save that for anywhere between October through to May, because I just get way better results than not fighting bugs, because I am just spraying in the shop and there's only so much I can control. But for now anyways, we got the clear coat mixed up. Let's throw it in the gun and let's lay down some clear on the Firebird. Well, get the Firebird all painted here. It's dark outside, so had to turn all the lights off in the shop to let it air out there, so there'd be no bugs flying around inside. So anyways, get you guys back here, probably about an hour, and we'll come back out in the shop, turn on the lights, and check out how the paint turned out. So it's been about 2 hours or so now since I clear coated the Firebird. The paint's not all tacky anymore, so I can set the camera up here. In a minute or two, we can unmask it. But for now, real quick, I'll flip the camera around. I'll show you how the paint turned out. So here's how the paint turned out on the Firebird. It's a super nice blue color to it. It's really nice. So if you can see in between here, so underneath the Firebird is the old paint, and this is the new paint. But I think once the sun hits it, it's going to blend in pretty nice there. It shouldn't be too bad. But mind you, it did sit outside for about 15 years or so, baked in the sun with no protection on it. And the colors they mixed up at the shop were way too dark. And this was a blue that was a bit too light. So anyways, the mixture made a super beautiful blue. But for now, let's go ahead. Let's set the camera up. Let's unmask her and see how she turned out. Well, we got the Firebird here all in mass now, and we're roughly about 15 feet away, and she looks great. Just ignore the waves on the hood there for the lights, because we weren't including bodywork on the hood. But anyways, 15 feet back, looks pretty good. But let me flip the camera around. I'll show you the difference in the paint colors, and then I'll get you guys to help me decide when we strip it down to repaint it fully. What color would you guys like to see? So let's flip the camera around and check that out. So for back here, your car is looking 1000% better than what it was with all the flaky paint on there and all the damaged sides on the front nose cone. Like I was saying, don't worry about the ripples and stuff on the hood. Really wasn't planning on doing it because when we go to repaint this car, I got a brand new turbo Trans Am hood for this year. I've also got a brand new set of fenders here for it as well. And judging by all the damage that was on this nose cone and the rear bumper, I'll probably be ordering a new set of those. So really not too worried about it. It's just a quick weekend makeover for her for the road trip I'm planning to take. So guys, when I go to repaint this car, would you guys like to see me paint it a color like this here with this custom blue color we kind of mixed up? I guess it'd be like a light electric blue metallic, something like that. Or would you guys rather, when you go to paint the car again, paint it this color here, which would be, I believe it's WA9591, which would be ultra blue metallic for the 1991 Pontiac Firebirds. And then mind you here too, this is 33-year-old paint here that was faded and I'm pretty sure was never polished until I did it the other day. But let me know, guys, in the comment section down below, would you guys rather see the original paint go back on this car here, the WA9591, or a lighter blue custom metallic color? Or if you have any other suggestions, guys, leave them in the comment section down below. That's pretty much going to be it here for this evening. Got the car all painted here. Got a quick fresh makeover done on it. Pulling this outside, the new box for the Scottsdale is showing up there tomorrow. And then we'll be putting the top half of the motor there together tomorrow, getting it all freshened up there and painted as well. So catch you guys back here in the next couple of days where I get a chance to pick up the struts for the Firebird, and we'll be getting those installed. All right, cool guys. So thanks for staying and checking out today's video. Appreciate it. So the idea behind the weekend makeover video and the video that we replaced all the parts on the Firebird is my dad was down here. I filmed these in August 2024. So dad was down here. He was going to go home in September. And instead of flying him back, I thought, hey, wouldn't it be much cooler if I drove him back in the Firebird? We could drive across Canada in the Firebird. My dad helped me do the transmission in and help me paint and help me change the parts out in. Make a really cool, fun time, awesome experience. And then it was literally 2 weeks before we had that trip planned that the internet company I was working for pulled all the major systems out of my area, gave them to a different company, and I lost my full-time job. And that kind of screwed things up. Quite a great deal. And that, trust me, it sucked. And then jumped on artwork full time, and artwork took all my time, full time, all time. And then, the house I was living in last summer, I was renting it, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it sold. And that was a giant hassle too. So if you wonder where I've been, now you know. But now we're here in a new shop here, and while we're in a new shop and you're still sticking around, you're still watching at this point, we got some ideas. So why don't we just take you into the paint booth and then let me show you what I'm working on. So I've been working on some stuff here in the paint booth, and just the other day I finished up these pieces here, which is these custom Trans Am logos here. These turned out really good. I really love the blue and the pearl white, and I did my metal grinding technique here. Like I said, I've been doing artwork for like the last year and a half. I've probably done 300 pieces of artwork here, and about the last year and a half or so, I've been going crazy hard on it. So I do this metal grinding technique in there, which you can see with the metal grinding in the Trans Am bird. Looks really cool. But I just finished up these logos, and I kind of had an idea, and that is, if you guys were interested in having me maybe do a draw or something, I could make you some cool custom artwork pieces right out of here, right out of the shop. And maybe we could do like a draw once a month, once a week, twice a month, something like that if there's enough interest in it. And I can get you guys some cool custom artwork like those Trans Am examples. We'll take you back in the paint booth and I'll show you the other ones. So I was thinking if I was to hold a draw and like the winner would basically get to select any kind of artwork that I can do, and I do you up a free piece of artwork. So maybe like I said, maybe one of these Trans Am logos here. And then these ones here too, I can do in pretty much any color design, any pattern design here too, for the Trans Am birds. Or maybe you got a favorite car that you like there too, and I can custom paint you a portrait, kind of like I did for my buddies. One of the cars sitting in my buddy's house, just to show him what his Roadrunner would look like in this candy magenta color for House of Color. Maybe make you have a custom portrait like that. Or if you got maybe a bar in your basement, I could do some cool custom artwork like this beer glass I did, for example. And if you're not a beer drinker by any chance, I still got you covered, because maybe you like whiskey and cigars, and I can do you up a really nice, cool cigar whiskey piece here for the bar downstairs or in your garage if you got one. I really love how this piece turned out, especially that wood technique in there. That's my first time ever doing that, and it turned out so good. Or maybe you've jumped on my YouTube channel, subscribed to it because you've seen the one video there where I'm doing these lowrider pattern designs, and you're a lowrider guy and that's your style. So I could always do you a cool custom lowrider pattern design here too, such as this one here too, if you're interested. Like I said, or maybe you really love your job and I can do you a job theme one, kind of like this one here too. This really represents my time in the oil field here in Alberta. Is what this one represents here. It's actually Imperial Oil out in Cold Lake. So, but yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think if you're interested. I can hold these draws probably once a month, like I said, twice a month, twice a week, once a week. If you guys are really interested, I do a lot of these. So let me know, guys, in the comment section down below. I was thinking about maybe setting ticket prices around $10 to $25, in around that range, and then pricing it according to the the interest that I can see from the comments and stuff as well. And from what I was able to find out when I looked into a lot of this, a lot of people are going to be eligible. There's very, very few countries that I couldn't because of the legislations and the laws down there. But for instance, stuff like United States, Canada, Australia, Sweden, Germany, Great Britain, countries like that, Mexico, they're all eligible. I could do the draw. And whoever would win, I'd basically box it, ship it out to you, and you get to select your choice of artwork that I get to do for you. And guys, kind of what that enables me to do is it just enables me to put right back into the YouTube channel here, put back into some projects we got going on in the shop, put back into some, and put back into some future projects we have going on. And this, it just helps me not have to wait a year and a half to upload videos here too, because I'm not trying to, grind out on some other kind of thing that takes all my time away. So it enables me to stay right here in the shop, work on stuff for you guys, and then ultimately grow the channel to the point where I can just build cars out of the shop here and give them away on the channel. We can go rescue, a Firebird, Trans Am, Chevy Short Box, or whatever kind of classic muscle car, rescue it, bring it to the shop, build it, restore it, and then give it away on the channel, which would be cool. And then maybe grow to the point where I'm able to, travel to people's homes. Or maybe they got their dad's car sitting in their garage. It's been there for 15 years, and they never had a chance to work on it. I'm not, then we've grown the channel to the point where I can grab a bunch of sponsors. We can go over to that person's house, build their car, and restore it for them, and give it to them. And man, that'd be so cool to do. It'd be really cool to give back to people like that. So yeah, leave me those comments in the comments section, guys. Appreciate it. And then here too, I have a buddy who's helping me out here at the same time. He's gonna help me out with the merch line up here, so we can get a merch store going for you. Get you guys some fully loaded customs gear, some hats, hoodies, t-shirts, some other stuff like that. And then we got a bunch of cool designs for all the vehicles we have on the channel here as well. So it's gonna be great. We're in a new year here now. New shop, new paint booth, which I can't tell you how freaking grateful I am to have a paint booth here now. So we got all the stuff here now. So let's put the time in the right places, get to work on the YouTube channel here, get you guys out a lot more videos for this year. So thanks again for staying around to the end of today's video. And remember, if it's not regular, it's not custom. Catch you guys next episode. Let's take care.